Kamala came out of her basement for a few minutes to do a interview with Dana Bash at CNN. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TeNapel. To leave a comment, like, and subscribe, here's Kyle Becker. Breaking report, CNN had 41 minutes of Kamala Harris's and Tim Walz's joint interview and only released 18 minutes. That tells you everything, guys. One of the edited segments is reportedly about the Green New Deal and fracking. So anything that could get her into trouble, this was the best they could do. And it still didn't work. Here's Scott Jennings dismantling her, as Bill Maher calls him, Lonely Scott, the only one over at CNN.
Screen. So at the beginning, when she's talking about Biden and their record, our screen said, this is called the Chiron, the headline at the bottom. It said, Harris stands by Biden administration economic record. She is making it clear that she will embrace and be a continuation of Biden's economic policy, his record, what they've done. She offered no remorse, no regrets, no introspection about anything they've done. She continued to blame inflation on this fantasy price gouging idea. She had no additional thoughts on the economic situation in the country or what they've done beyond just saying, Joe Biden and I have done a great job.
Are the American people going to buy it is the only question. Are you going to believe what you pay for things, or are you going to believe what Kamala Harris says, which is that they've done a great job? That's what they're running this for the next 15 minutes. This is what they're going to go with.
If I were the Trump people, I would be salivating over the idea that that's how they are going to run the race. I don't believe it's tenable.
He doesn't believe it's tenable, but he's also right that we believe that's how they're going to run the race. But of course, they can change their mind about anything and have that 86% positive news coverage on Kamala, even if she flip-flops on the economy, backpedals. It's ultimate forgiveness. There can be no opinion on the Democrat side that is well informed by both sides, as long as it's 86% positive for Kamala. And by the way, since the DNC, they've had 66% more coverage of Kamala than Donald Trump. So that's how they're going to try and pull this off, guys.
I also thought it was interesting that she didn't take any responsibility at the end for telling the American people that Joe Biden was fine and he was strong.
Yeah, she's not going to be held accountable for that. Nothing clear about it that she flat out lied. But this is what's even funnier is all of the people around this table said the same thing about Biden, that he was sharp as a tack until the debate with Trump.
Well, we all know that's not true. That's why he's out of the race. And she's still standing by the idea that he was fine and he's strong and that he's fine today. Nobody believes that. And I just think at some point, then why isn't he running?
Now, this is the best dismantling I've seen in a long time. She says flat out, I do believe that he's fine and strong and capable of running. And he goes, then why isn't he running if he's fine and strong? She's still doubling down on the narrative that what you've seen of Biden is not that bad.
Because he's too old, point blank. Same reason why Donald Trump probably shouldn't be running, because he's too old and out of touch.
I think most Americans know the truth. And when you're running to be president and you're willing to look them in the face and tell them something they know that you know is not true, it does speak a little bit to your character.
Scott.
So she doesn't see a cognitive difference between Biden and Trump, even when it's on clear display during that debate. So she's going to double down. She's a zombie. And he said, I think the American people know the truth. He's calling everyone who says this about Biden a liar, including the woman next to him. And I approve.
And curious what you think about this, Axe. Will voters care about that part of it, which is kind of backward looking, or do they care about what's next?
Well, I think the part of what Scott raised that could be problematical if they prosecute it properly.
It could be problematical. If they prosecute it properly, no, the media is going to make sure that they process it improperly and just continue this cover up. The American people are not getting legit news. Here's Donald Trump's take home of the entire interview with Walz and Harris. Donald Trump, boring, all caps, 3 exclamation points.
Kamala Harris is disgraceful. We're going to talk about a story out of those 13 brave, innocent Americans who lost their lives. It's that Kamala Harris is so asleep at the wheel that she won't even do an investigation into what happened. And she wants to yell at Donald Trump because he showed up. She can go to hell.
I'm Doug in Exile.